Hey there, how we doing today? My name is Sherilyn, and I'm here to do your daily energy check-in. This one is going to be for Saturday, August 9th, right? I think, yeah, Saturday, August 9th, sorry. And this particular video here will be for my Geminis, Cancers, Leos, and Virgos. We're going to start today back at Gemini. So let's see. This one's going to be for my Geminis. The Geminis, that's it. All right. For my Geminis. All right, what do we get? Ooh, sorry. We have, the Sun card, the Ace of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? No, I'm just kidding. Let's see what we get. Okay, so the focus today is on the Ace of Cups. So there's some kind of a new love opportunity or a new start in love, something. Love is in the air today, it looks like, okay? That's the focus. Then I've got the Sun and the Ten of Wands. The Sun coupled with the Ten of Wands makes me feel as though the sun is shining down on a situation, allowing you to realize that possibly you are carrying a burden, that it needs time for you to set it down, right? You've been carrying a burden for a very long time. I feel like maybe it's time for you to lay that burden down. And I think you're coming into that realization. Maybe you have fought that realization, or maybe you felt like you couldn't lay down the burden for some reason, one reason or another. Maybe today is the day when the sun shines down and you finally realize, oh yeah, all I have to do is let go of it, and then it'll just lay down, right? Something along those lines. And that frees you up for some kind of a new opportunity when it comes to love, it looks like. I'm not saying you're going to fall in love today, but you might at least see it up in the distance. I don't know. Something, okay? It's in the air. That is what I see on that one. Well, that's a pretty darn good day right there, Gemini. I like it. I do. All right. Yep, that's how I'm going to take that one. So your energy for today is one of realization and then one of hope, I think. Okay? That's what we got for that one. That's for Gemini. Now let's see what we get for Cancer. I am just sweating. Like I can't even tell you. Okay, anyway, sorry. Cancer. Makes you wonder why you put makeup on, right? Because then it just sweats off. Okay. Okay, this one's for my Cancers. Whew. But if I turn on the fan, it's too loud. So, all right. What we got for Cancer? 3 of Pentacles, the Tower, and the 2 of Wands. Okay, Cancer. Well, at the center, we have this tower. So, there's a tower coming down, huh? This tower involves a collaboration. And as soon as it falls, it looks like it's going to render you at some sort of crossroads. Okay. Okay, so you've been involved in a collaboration that you knew was questionable, let's say. You've been involved in something that you knew was questionable, I believe. And there's a tower falling within that situation. I don't think that's shocking to you. I think you somewhat expected that, but the timing might be off. Not exactly when you expected this tower to fall. That's what I feel. I feel like this tower is falling sooner than what you had anticipated. You thought this would take longer to get to this point. I don't know why I feel that, but that's what I feel. And at the end, and then it's going to leave you with this 2 of Wands. So suddenly you're standing there with this 2 of Wands looking at the tower that's fallen. What it is you can either rush back in and try to save whatever this tower was, right, and rebuild. Or you have the ability to turn and walk away. And I think you're kind of stunned and not sure which direction you want to go right this second. So, and I do think all of this is transpiring today. So today feels very eventful to me. It does. And it's, it is, like I said, it's expected, but the timing is much quicker than you had expected. And then you're left with this decision to make, right? So you are, and I feel like this is happening because you didn't make the decision before when you were supposed to. If that makes sense. And so now you're in the same position because you don't want to make this decision again. But you've got to figure out if you're going to go forward or backwards is what this is all about, Cancer. You have to make up your mind. You're going to go forward or you're going to go back. It doesn't matter which way you go, but you have to go one way or the other and stand on it. And that's where you seem to be running into the problem. Your energy today is contemplative and, I don't know, stuck. feel stuck. That's what you feel. You feel stuck. I don't know why. That's what I got for Cancer. Sorry. Let's go to Leo. Okay, Leo. Oh, God. Okay, Leo. Sweating. Okay, Leo. What you got today, Leo? Leo. We've got the Lovers, the Four of Wands, and the Hangman. Okay. So, for Leo, Four of Wands. So the focus today is the Four of Wands. So you are definitely currently living through a very destined situation, is how I feel about this. The people that you're dealing with right now are, you know, higher level soulmates or people you had contracts with before you came to Earth. This is all the situation you're in is very much so something you were destined to be in. And now it's how it plays out is up to you. But I mean, you were destined to be in this position right now. Oh my goodness. So that's how that is. Okay, so there's obviously a love situation involved. The Lovers and the Hangman. This tells me that you are currently feeling quite stuck. For many of you, you are feeling quite stuck in a situation where you currently have to choose between two, for sure. And that's this destined situation, right? Do you have the discernment to be able to pick which one is best for you, which one is going to serve you, which one is no good for you? Do you have all that figured out? I think that's the kind of lesson or the situation you've been placed in on purpose to see if you could pass the test, I guess. Oh my God. I'm sorry. So today feels very stressful. That's how it feels to me. I mean, these are three cards most people would say, oh, great cards. They kind of are, but they kind of aren't. This is a lot of you having to make your mind up and use your discernment. Yeah, it just feels stressful to me. I do feel like possibly you feel like you're being tested right now, and that is what I feel like is happening. This is like your final exam on this or something, right? Can you truly figure out what's supposed to be good for you and go in that direction, or are you going to pick the wrong way? Do you know what is karmic and what isn't? You know, that kind of stuff. So that's where I feel you're at today. I do feel like you're quite stressed out about it and feel very stuck. There you go. I mean, life is a roller coaster, right? So today's one of those days that's a little tougher, but I'm sure you'll do fine. It's just a matter of you putting your mind to it and thinking about it and coming up with the right answer, right? Okay. That's what I got for you today, Leo. Okay. It doesn't have to be that you're picking between two, but that's just the gist I got on it. I mean, you could be picking between two directions, I guess, but something like that. Okay, now we are up to Virgo. Let's see what we get for Virgo today. Come on, Virgo. What you got? This one's for Virgo. And we've got the Ten of Wands, the Devil, and the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so the Devil in the center. This is when you are dealing with things like addiction, obsession, insecurities. Alrighty then, what you got going on there? We've got the Ten of Wands on one side, so carrying a heavy burden, and the Three of Pentacles when it comes to a collaboration. So there is something in your life right now. This feels work related to me big time, but there's something in your life, whatever it is, where there's a collaboration. So you're collaborating with other people to try to be successful, and you feel like it is definitely out of balance and you are having to pull far too much of the weight in this situation. So you are feeling very burdened, very much so, held back, held down. You want out. That's what it is. And right now you feel trapped in this situation. I don't know if that's due to a contract or whatever. There's something here that you can't get out of this right this minute, and you are just feeling like you're being smothered by a wet blanket, it looks like. On the upside, I do think that this is coming to a close. It looks to me like this is coming to a close, so you're not going to remain in this stuck position for much longer, but today looks like it is quite arduous in that fact. You're done, like with a capital D, and you're having to push through to the end of something. So that is how I see this. Hang in there is about all I can say on that. It's going to get better, and I think it's going to get better very soon. But right this second, you have to get to the end of whatever it is you have promised to do, right? All right, then. That is what I have for you for. Thank you so much. No matter what the cards say, make it the best day you can. Remember, every day is just 24 hours, and then you go to the next day, right? Okay, see you soon. Thank you.